So welcome to our viewers. I'm Diane Beckstead from Musicals for Change, a publishing company that produces kids musicals that teach empathy and positive interaction with the world by promoting nonprofit partners. And so today I'm with Tara McHenry, who is from 412 Food Rescue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a new series that we're starting. We have nonprofit partners for each one of our musicals. We have 6 musicals. The newest one is called Superhero Rescue in Hot Springs. And each one of our musicals has its own nonprofit partner. We've partnered with Foster Love, Hungry for Music, Cribs for Kids, Hello Neighbor, a variety of very worthy causes. And so to give you a little bit of background, Tara and I met this summer. Each year I write a different children's musical. The musical this year, we partnered with 412 Food Rescue. And so the musical is workshopped each summer in a summer theater camp with about 20 kids. And just to give people a sense of what this new musical is about, I would like to just show a quick trailer of the show. In this show, a brief synopsis. The show takes place at Hot Springs Heaven Resort and Spa, a vacation destination for the rich and famous up in the mountains. And Chef Jacques is a central character. He runs the restaurant at the resort, and he hears that a Michelin food critic is coming to the restaurant. And he thinks this is his moment. He's going to win a Michelin star and become a famous chef. The workers at the resort are locals who live on the mountain. They are told they are not able to taste Chef Jacques' food, and they do not have a lot of their own resources. So there is a dishwasher in the kitchen who is a local who finds that as they are working so hard to help Chef Jacques earn this Michelin star, that a lot of food is being wasted and being thrown out. New menus are created every day. And so he is determined that this food will not be wasted, and he will take it on the sly with his friend Bobby to help, and doctor it up a bit because he is an aspiring chef himself, and deliver it to the people who need it. So this is a very brief trailer of our show.
Up here on the mountain, it's heaven. Up here on the mountain, life is sweet. Relax like I can swim. Hey, 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 keep on working. Keep working, keep working. Watch those pots and pans. Keep working. Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, Frick, they got old money. Gates and Bezos, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, they got new money. You and me, we work and we our daily bread. Together we got all we daily bread. Doesn't matter the life you have, we all need our daily bread.
Some of that sound familiar to you?
It does. That last song, that was one that I watched them practice when I visited this summer.
That's right. And it's all produced now. All of the recordings are done. All of the dialogue has been recorded in the studio in Wexford. Joe Milton does all the accompaniments and a lot of the choral vocal tracks down in Dallas. And so it is a professional product ready to be sold at musicalsforchange.com. And I'm hoping that this is a mission that people are going to support. And I think it's a worthy one, and our kids really enjoyed it. So if you could just tell us a little bit about what food rescue is, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, so food rescue and recovery takes good surplus food directly from food retailers, such as grocery stores, restaurants, caterers, corporate groups who are having catering events, and it gets delivered directly to nonprofit organizations that serve those experiencing the food insecure. Food's delivered to locations that these individuals are already at and visiting, which helps remove barriers to getting to a traditional pantry. Some barriers folks face is transportation and time. So delivering food to our nonprofit partners, such as senior high-rise centers, veteran centers, daycares, faith-based organizations, that takes food directly to where people already are. Because the food that we're recovering is going directly from the food donor, like I mentioned before, to the recipient organization, there's no warehouse in between, like in a traditional pantry setting. Because of this, we're able to provide a lot of really good fresh food, which tends to be the most difficult to access for those experiencing food insecurity. At 412 Food Rescue in Pittsburgh, more than 80% of the food that we recover and redistribute is fresh food, including produce, protein, dairy, baked goods, and prepared food.
When I go to write a musical, I look for a cause, first of all, that I think is worthy and that I think kids will understand and be able to support. And food, of course, who can't support food and food rescue. And that term food rescue is what really attracted my attention, particularly the Rescue Hero app. It just sounds like something that, superhero, it just sounds like something perfect for a kid's story. So that attracted my attention. Can you tell me how the Food Rescue Hero app is part of your organization and how that is a critical part of what 412 Food Rescue does?
Yeah, so the food rescue and recovery that I had mentioned previously is all done and coordinated through the Food Rescue Hero technology app. We call our volunteers our food rescue heroes, so it all connects and circles together. This technology was created in Pittsburgh by 412 Food Rescue as a result of the statistic that 40% of food that's produced in the US goes to waste, while 1 in 5 Pittsburghers face food insecurity. So we created this platform, this logistics platform, to really help coordinate in real time the step-by-step guidance of picking up the food from the food donor at point A and delivering it to our nonprofit recipient at point B. So in Pittsburgh, volunteers can download the app and it will bring up a map of their community and they're able to easily see food rescues that are available. Once the volunteer claims the food rescue, the app then guides them step by step in real time through the whole process from start to finish. We're continually making improvements and upgrades to our system and our technology. One update that we recently did this past year that we're really proud of is a suggested nonprofit feature. So with that, our tech team is using AI technology to help make decisions about what nonprofit would be a great distribution partner. So our technology takes into account the location of the food donation, the location of different nonprofits, the last time they received a food donation from us, and any special requirements. And then it makes a suggestion onto which nonprofit we should be delivering to. And that helps make our distributions more equitable and fair for everybody. So that's a really exciting improvement that we've recently done.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, I have to say quickly, like we mentioned, a lot of this is going on in Pittsburgh. So 412 Food Rescue created and we maintain the Food Rescue Hero software and technology, but we actually license it across the entire country. So there are currently 21 partners across North America. We even have a partner in Canada who's using this technology in their own community to scale and expand food recovery.
That's great because that was going to be my next question because people can buy our musical anywhere. It's online. But of course, we're both based in Pittsburgh. So, but anyone can use this app then to further the food rescue mission in their own city or own area.
Yeah, as long as there's a food recovery organization doing work in their community, they can potentially license the app and use the technology to use it in their community.
That's great. That's great. So let's talk about your visit to Theater Arts Camp and how this relates to kids. I think our kids really enjoyed your visit. And I don't know if this is something you routinely do if you talk to kids, but we've tried to incorporate some of the things that you did with our kids in our director's guide too, so that other theater producers can also teach their kids about food rescue. So just explain some of the things that you would do with kids to help them learn about food rescue.
Yeah, so on my visit to the theater camp, I talked to the students about food waste and the importance of food recovery. We talked about how grocery stores and restaurants can donate their excess food to help support their neighbors rather than throwing it away. And with that thought of throwing away perfectly good food, we then transitioned to talking about food waste at home and what they see their families or their parents throwing away and what we can do to reduce our individual food waste. We talked about some of the main items that they see being thrown away and not used, and some alternatives and solutions to the waste. So during the activity, we brainstormed some food groups and some types of foods, again, that they see at home that they have excess of or might get thrown away. Some examples that we came up with were bananas, bread, apples, dairy, vegetables such as peppers. And we then took big Post-it notepads and wrote the type of food on the top. And then the kids went around and brainstormed some different ways that they could use these foods, whether they were going bad or using them before they actually went bad and went to waste. The kids had some really great innovative ideas, such as adding fruits to different things like breads and pancakes, making smoothies. We talked about freezing items, meal prepping. And then a lot of the kids had mentioned giving the food to their livestock. We were in a more rural community, so that was really exciting to hear that sometimes when they have excess items or it's about to go bad, they'll give it to their livestock. So we talked about using food that way, and then kind of a last resort composting if things were getting a little moldy and not good for human or animal consumption. Like you said, the kids seemed to really enjoy having these creative ideas. It was interactive. We got to move around the room and talk about the different ways to avoid food waste at home.
And we continued to talk about that too through our rehearsals. And I would ask, well, did you throw away anything last night? Did you think twice before you let something go bad? And I always learn so much when I write a new musical and have a new partner. And so I started composting again. And if I throw anything away, I feel really guilty. I try to shop a little more carefully and think more about what might go bad. And so we continued to talk about that all the way up through our performance. And I hope that that made a positive impact on the kids too, that they will also think twice before they start throwing things away or asking for things in the store that they're really not going to eat anyway. So that was very helpful. And I wanted to show you in our director's guide that comes with the musical, we also have a section that's called Make a Bigger Impact, and with suggestions for how theaters and groups who produce this show, churches, community groups, can also support food rescue. And starting with contact a food rescue organization in your area and ask a representative would be willing to discuss their mission, just like you did for us. But we also put in a few other things too, about actually volunteering or hold a free dinner or potluck in conjunction with your performance. And at the end, be sure that you have a plan to distribute excess food. Hold a bake sale, hold a cooking contest using bananas or something else, a list of ingredients of things that would normally go bad. And also, if you're part of a school program, ways that maybe you can make your cafeteria a little more efficient and less wasteful. What could be done at school as well to change some of those behaviors. So we did try to incorporate some of those things. And also at the end of the director's guide, we have a list of resources from your website, from the Food Rescue Hero website, videos to show kids that help to explain your cause as well too. So and that's in addition to all of our production notes and everything that you need to know to actually put on the musical as well. So that makes us pretty unique, and I hope that that helps to further your mission. So can you tell me, so what got you involved in this mission in the first place?
Yeah, I have just a passion for giving back and helping my community. I actually have an environmental background, so food recovery not only helps the food insecure access food, but we're a dual mission that we're also preventing food from entering the waste stream and from landfills. And food in landfills is a one of the top causes of greenhouse gas emissions. So we're also combating climate change by preventing this food from entering the waste stream. So having that dual mission really drew me to the organization, being able to help people and help our environment.
Can you think of a particular time when you felt like, yes, this is really making a difference? This has really made an impact on one particular uh, beneficiary of the food or a particular organization?
Yeah, so in addition to individual volunteers using our app to do that food recovery from a restaurant, a grocery store directly to a nonprofit organization, we also have a fleet team. So we have two refrigerated box trucks, and they go to larger grocery distribution centers and collect pallets of food and then distribute that out. So I've had the chance a few times to ride around with our fleet team and go pick up pallets of produce that, for whatever reason, the grocery store might not use. A lot of times, the grocery stores just have way too much. It's still perfectly good food. They just have way too much surplus and excess. So, again, I'd been on the truck a couple of times, gone to pick it up, and then we deliver it directly to one of our very larger nonprofit partners. So, a large scale faith based organization that might have their own pantry within their church. So being able to deliver that type of stuff, pulling up in the truck, it's always really exciting. Everyone sees us coming, and then pulling open the back door and saying, "We have pallets of strawberries. Do you want, like, how many strawberries do you want?" So being able to give that fresh, good food directly to the community in that aspect has been really rewarding.
That's great. So if people want to get involved, what would you suggest they do?
The first thing would just be Googling, do a quick Google search of food recovery, food rescue, and your city's name. See who's out there doing it. The food recovery movement is a really big movement that's taking over the country because people are realizing that so much good food's going to waste while so many people are struggling to access it. So I would check out who's already doing the work in your community and how you can link up with them. They might be using our Food Rescue Hero technology, they might not be, but either way, they're helping to get good food to people.
Right. So we're coming up on Thanksgiving now. And so do you have plans for Thanksgiving? Are you cooking?
I am just bringing some side dishes, not doing the main course.
Is there anything in particular that um, Food 412 Food Rescue is doing because it's coming up on Thanksgiving, or any suggestions for us who are cooking mountains and mountains of food?
At the individual level, I think just being mindful of how much you're preparing, and maybe thinking of fun, unique ways to utilize the leftovers. That would be a good time to talk to the students to say, what are you doing with your Thanksgiving leftovers? Because nobody just wants to eat turkey day after day, but maybe they're making a sandwich or maybe they're making it into a pot pie, repurposing their leftovers that way. Additionally, with the holiday season, we have launched a campaign called Holiday Heroes. So we are asking corporate groups who are having their holiday events catered to keep us in mind during those events. So we can accept catered food as well, as long as the trays are unopened and not put out on like the buffet. So we really encourage people to be mindful and not unwrap the next tray of pasta until the first tray is pretty much totally gone. Because as long as it stays wrapped up and temperature controlled, we're able to take that excess.
Good. Well, we will try to be responsible and think about others too while we're gorging ourselves. We really appreciate all that you do, and I hope that it's a cause that will spread, that people will think twice before they throw things away, and find other ways to support your organization. And of course, I think one of the best ways to do that is to get kids involved, because this is the next generation. We want
I
them.
absolutely agree. And helping them just be a little bit more mindful. They might not have total control over the shopping budget or the grocery store trips, but they might be able to help mom and dad and their parents and family members think a little bit differently about what they're buying and using and how they can reuse things to reduce waste.
Right. Well, our musical, we're thrilled to partner with you, and 10% of each musical that is purchased will be donated back to 412 Food Rescue. And this is our own preferred partner. Of course, as I said, there are big impact activities listed in the director's guide where you can also support other organizations in your own area, but 10% will definitely go to a good cause every time this musical is purchased. So I'm looking forward to this partnership, and I don't know if you have any thoughts about where we might be headed together.
Yeah, again, we're just so excited and proud that food recovery was featured as the spotlight cause for this year's musical. And we're just hoping it'll again shine a spotlight on the importance of food recovery and reducing food waste at home.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You're the very first in our series of partner interviews. And so I am excited about this. We're going backwards. We're starting with our newest show and then working our way through our other partnerships as well. But I'm so excited that this show is out now. It's 60 minutes. It's for elementary and middle school students, and it has 8 songs. It's very accessible. It's fun to do. And I think the best way to promote a positive message is to entertain people. And I think that this definitely is entertaining. And so we appreciate your help with promoting that, and we will work together to make it happen.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too.